Here's how you can be a better marketer. Now, when it comes to business and marketing your business and your product and your services, there are many things to take into consideration. However, there are probably about 4 things that every business owner should focus on in order to be better at marketing. Now, again, it's not an exhaustive list by any means. This is not everything that you should do, but if you start with these 4 things, you're definitely going to start seeing some results in your business and seeing an improved marketing experience for your clients. Now, the first thing to focus on is that you're marketing to the right audience. Now, when you have a product, when you have a service, I know it sounds cliche, but you really have to know who your target market is and your target audience. And I know that a lot of business owners, and I used to do this myself, I would just say, oh, well, anybody can buy it, right? I'm not targeting anybody in specific, but that's actually the issue. And when you can identify specifically the type of person that you want to market to, that is literally half the battle. If you're marketing to the correct people, it really doesn't matter as much what you're saying. It matters more who you're marketing to, because these people, it's very hard to say the wrong thing to the right person, right? Like if I'm going to the store and I know that I'm going to buy, let's say ice cream, right? Or a computer, let's say I want to buy a computer. All I need, I know I've decided I'm going to buy a computer. I know it's a need. I know that I'm going to do it. It's very hard to say something wrong to me. Like if they, no matter what the salesperson says, they don't have to market much, right? I know that I want a computer. I know I want this computer, right? Or I want this brand of computer. They don't have to say many things to get me to buy that thing. No matter what they say, it's likely that I'll still buy it because I know that I need that thing. Or maybe a more simple example is I go to the gas station. I know I need gas. I don't care what the clerk at the gas station says, I'm gonna buy gas, right? Those are necessities and things that I need to buy. So if you can find that customer or that demographic to whom your product is a necessity, there's not really much that you can do wrong from that point. Then it's just a matter of awareness and building your credibility as the right option for them to buy that thing. If I know I'm gonna buy a computer, many options can be presented to me, but at least they know they're targeting the right person. They don't have to convince me to buy a computer. If I know I'm gonna buy gas, sure, I might decide which gas station I'm gonna go to, but that's a matter of the gas stations raising awareness about their brand and building their credibility as the best gas station or whatever it is, right? So now you as a service provider or somebody who has a product or a business, you have to build yourself up as a service provider of this specific thing. But if you're targeting the right people, that's the first step. So step number 1, finding the right target demographic and finding the people to whom your product is a necessity. Step number 2 then is building that brand awareness, building credibility. If they know that they want to buy a computer and you sell computers, why would they buy your computer versus an Apple computer or maybe an HP computer? What makes you so special in the market? So now you have to build awareness and credibility about your own brand, because if you don't exist online, if they can't Google you, if they can't do any of those things, then your brand doesn't really exist. And so you have to be visible and people have to have awareness of who you are, and you have to have enough credibility for them to trust you. That's the second aspect of marketing. And again, if you're doing these 2 things, you're already doing most of the work because you found the right people who need to buy your product. They need your product. It's not necessarily an option for them. They know they need this product. Now you, on the second step, are building your credibility as the best provider of this product or the best provider of this service. And that can be done with a lot of like social proof and different things like that. So some people use Facebook, some people use Instagram, some people use YouTube to do those things. But if you have a prominent online presence, it helps build you as a thought leader in that space. Because again, if you are producing the most content about anything, you are most likely one of the thought leaders. There's really, I mean, if you think about it, the people who are the thought leaders are the ones who are producing the most and the most high quality content about a specific topic. If I make videos about marketing every single day for the next 5 years, there's probably not going to be many people out there that have more content on marketing than I do. Does it mean that my content is good? No, not necessarily. Yeah, I still have to have good content. I have to do my research. I have to learn. I have to share valuable things. But just that sheer fact alone that I would have the most content on the internet than anybody about marketing, it's already a good sign that I probably know at least a little bit about what I'm doing. Building that credibility is very, very important. It's an important step of this because people have to trust you. So the first thing is they get targeted. They're like, oh, okay, this person provides it. Now they start digging a little deeper. They're like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. Look, they have 5 years of content on marketing. Wow, they must know what they're doing. Right? Now, again, that's a lot of content. It's a lot of work. If the second step is building that brand and building that awareness, the third step is to execute on the content creation, right? Because some people are like, oh yeah, I'm building a brand on, whatever. I'm credible. I know this, I know that, but then they don't go to step 3 and they don't build all that content. So that content has to be created in order for this all to work. And so that content then in step 4, there's like different purposes for the content, but at least for step 3, it's just purely content creation. Set aside 1 hour a day, set aside 30 minutes a day just for content creation, and you can actually knock out a lot of content in that time. I know when I'm creating content, I usually set aside 1 day out of a week, and in that day, I'm creating all the content that I need. And if I can get really efficient at it, I can actually do it maybe 1 day every 2 weeks or 1 day a month, and just knock out a ton of content in that day. And that way I'm prepared for that month ahead, and I don't have to scramble to make content every single day, because that is a disaster. Most people cannot handle that, making content every day. Now, in some businesses, you will notice that the people who are leading the company, the face of the company, will actually step away from operations. They'll step away from some of these things in order to spend more time creating content. So obviously there's something to it. There's something to be said about content creation and the value of content creation. If CEOs are willing to literally step away from operations and focus on content creation because they see the amount of revenue that it drives. So again, let's review our 3 steps so far. Step number 1 is targeting the right people to whom your product is a necessity. Step 2 is creating awareness about your product and awareness about your brand. Step 3 is content creation, creating content that makes you the thought leader about whatever you're talking about. And step 4 is having a content strategy that I would say that outlives the sales cycle. So some people market, the sale happens and the marketing stops. And it's like, why would you do that? You have to keep marketing to these people. And the reason you market to these people is because you want to continue doing business with them. So if we want to increase the lifetime value of that customer, we need to make sure that after the sales cycle, which by the way, during the sales cycle, you're making a very specific type of content. You're indoctrinating with them with information about what you do, about your process, about the systems that you use, about your team, why you're the best option. And then throughout this process, they're built up to a point where they're ready to buy. Now, once they buy, you continue indoctrination, but it's more of like passive indoctrination. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna help you have this quick win, and then we're gonna help you do this, and then we're gonna help you do that. So giving them a roadmap within that process of whatever you're doing for them is a form of marketing. Continuing to market to these people will likely make them become a recurring customer. So they did something with you once, your fulfillment is the marketing for them to buy again. So as long as you fulfill it well, that is part of the marketing cycle. And then of course they buy again and again and again. And now you don't have to spend all that money on advertisements on the front end to acquire a new customer, because you are maximizing the success for this customer and they're coming back to you because they love what you do so much. Alrighty guys, those are the 4 aspects of marketing that should be focused on by any entrepreneur, any business owner in order to get ahead in their marketing. And of course, with these things, it's not an exhaustive list, but it is going to help you get to the next level with your marketing. Alrighty guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.